This video is sponsored by... In this video we're going to be racing at Mallory Park. It's going to be a very busy day. We're racing both in the MR2 Championship and the Hot Hatch Championship. This video took quite a while to put together and obviously was quite a stressful day. Please consider supporting the channel via Patreon. And the Patreon benefits are growing every day, kind of.
I'm not actually allowed to talk on the vlogs. Get told off for talking behind the camera.
A little bit if you want.
It's the morning at Mallory Park. I don't know if there's any footage before this, but Dan is rushing to get ready. They've been called to assembly quite some time ago now. The car came off the trailer almost 100% ready to rip, but we did then have to change wheels and tyres, do an oil level check, and now just the media centre being prepared inside the car. Feeling ready for it, Dan?
Yeah, man.
Always cut me off short on the pre-race interviews. What's it about?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, he says. That's enough of an intro for a YouTube video, isn't it, Dan? Enjoy quali. It's really hot today, going to be 28 degrees at lunchtime. Are you going to do two different videos?
No, one video.
So in this video you're going to see Dan in the EG and the MR2. So it's a really busy day. I think there's 4 races, 2 quali sessions. So lots of on-track action. You'll know how long the video is because it says it at the bottom of the screen, but I'm betting at least 1 hour and 40 minutes. Anyone who can sit through these videos has got a longer attention span than me. But yeah, 1 hour and 40 minutes is my guess for the length of this 4-race extravaganza. The gang's all here. John Boy, Keving, the man himself, Chris McCloy. Enjoy quali.
Where's assembly?
Some time has elapsed. We're at 10 past 10. Quali officially starts at 15:15. Dan's just flown off to the assembly area whilst shouting, "Where is the assembly area?"
Where's assembly?
But I think he's found someone to follow now, so we'll be alright.
Right, so this is the Civic qualifying. We're going to run a bit of Garmin overlay now and again into this, just so you can see the delta timer. I was dead last to qualifying, would you believe it? Dead last to qualifying, you know, we've never done that before, have we? But yeah, I missed the gun a little bit, but it's a super short track anyway. All this means is I'm probably going to lose a lap compared to other people, but hey, it is what it is. So we're starting at the back. We'll have to wade through a bit of traffic and then we can try and set a time. So remember, completely new setup on the Civic. We've got the splitter, we've got the different spring rates, etc, etc. It's a completely new, untested setup on a track that I've never driven the car on before. So let's have it. Oh, and brand spanking new front tyres as well. So we've spent a couple of laps getting through traffic, but this is now the first lap where I really push the car through turn 1 especially, which is this super long right-hander. And yeah, just watch the steering wheel. If you remember from the previous racing this year, I've been a little bit underwhelmed with how the front end feels on the car, but the combination of softer front anti-roll bar and the splitter and the spring rate changes and stuff have made a huge difference. Just keep an eye on the wheel and how the car's talking to me, the steering wheel, when we go through turn 1 again. Already sitting well in the top 3 cars, but this next lap's a full clear push lap, and yeah, just like I said, keep an eye on that steering wheel, but we're going fast. That's hot hatch qualifying done. We're on pole position. It's our second pole position of the year, this time by over half a second. The car in second place is another Civic EG, which we'll see more of later in the video. But quick debrief for the team, and then it's time to get into MR2 qualifying.
Going again, going again.
Dan, just so you know, MR2s have just been called. So the hot hatch guys have been held in scrutineering. The scrutineer guys are very keen to have some very close looks at all of the vehicles. MR2s have just been called, so Dan's been given special dispensation to run over to the assembly area, so no break allowed.
And now I'm off. They come in with.
Good result on hot hatch quali.
Yeah, surprising. I didn't think I'd be P1, but.
How did the car feel with the splitter?
Mega.
Yeah?
Felt real fast round turn 1.
It looks mega.
Fast round turn 1, man. I'd love to know what the speed was, because MR2s was like mid-80s and then exit about 90. That must have been nearly 100 on exit. fucking mad.
Nice. Should we do some? Should we do some Drive to Survive over the shoulder view?
Where's the MR2?
EG's been released, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yes. Just tuning the Garmin for the next session. On the Civic, no, I'm in the MR2. Okay.
As promised, 4-race extravaganza, back-to-back action.
I got a sweat on.
No, to be honest, that conditioner last night has done bits for your haircut.
We stayed in the Airbnb last night and there was some conditioner on the side. And I can't remember last time I used conditioner, so I thought.
Treat the mullet.
And it was like for a light coloured hair, so hopefully it bounces.
Right, enjoy this. Drive fast. It's not going to feel fast after the EG, but drive fast all the same. You got pole in hot hatch, so, you know, just do it again.
Yeah, just do it again.
Same again, please. Quite impressively, also making it to MR2 last, but only just. It's looking like this might be turning into a full Max Cam vlog because Dan seems very busy, so welcome to Max Cam. It's been a while since we've done a Max Cam, but here we are, here at Mallory Park to do it for the team. One of the good things about MR2 is that it's not a race to the assembly area because they line you up in, I think, championship order. So you line up in whatever position you are in a championship, which means that the faster lads always end up at the front when they go out. On a track like this where it's all very tight and condensed, maybe not that much of a benefit, but on the larger tracks definitely helps to give you a bit more space. Drive fast.
Let me start by apologising for the camera angle. I was meant to change it but didn't have time. I'm going to move it back central for future videos. But anyway, this is the MR2 qualifying run. We've got the Garmin data for this one as well. So remember, we were here just a couple of days before. If you didn't see that video, you might want to check it out. We were learning about how to use the Garmin to go faster. I need to move the camera, as the Discord people let me know. Thank you very much. But yeah, we're going to see how we get on in the MR2 qualifying. Hoping for a good result because I was feeling pretty good with the car, handling wise, and good with the track. But we've gone square on the setup now, just completely no toe at all, full straight line, high speed, low drag from Command and Conquer. Anyway, MR2 qualifying, let's go.
High speed, low drag.
About halfway through MR2 qualifying now, and I wouldn't say I've had a completely happy lap. We've still got plenty of space on track and we're still driving as fast as what we can and how we learn on the Friday, but we're going to leave the qualifying just for now and come back to it because the pit crew have found something wrong with the Civic which could potentially stop the car from taking part in any of the other races that are going on today. So let's just cut back and have a look.
So Dan's just gone out in the MR2. He's asked us to have a little look over the EG because there was a bit of vibration at the front. He says chances are it's just the new wheel and tyre setup being a little bit wobbly because the wheels were not perfectly round when the tyres went on. We're also just installing a new product alert. Is it on yet? So it turns out these RSPs crack. So this one,
Checked by Dan.
let's not mention that, has cracked on, that is hot. Woo, spicy. Cracked on number 4, maybe you can see, maybe you can't. Yeah, you can see. So John, in conjunction with somebody else, has produced a brace which is a similar size and shape to the OEM one, but suitable for the application that we've got here with the standard size block. So that's going on to help reduce any further cracking, and I think that is all we need to do to the car because it was very fast. Chris, pleased to see the car going well?
Yeah, back where it should be, P1.
P1.
Pole. I like getting poles this car.
Yeah, it's been a pole sitter a few times, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Has Dan won in this car yet?
No.
Have you won in this car?
Yeah.
Ah, well, there you go. Hopefully today's the day for Dan to win in this car.
So yeah, if you didn't catch that, the inlet manifold on my Civic has a crack in it. We can't really do a lot today, but the lads managed to get some JB weld and just kind of patch over that crack just for now. And that's MR2 qualifying complete, so we ended up qualifying 6th. Very close at the top. There's only 2 tenths between myself and 2nd place, so very close at the top. We're first in class by, again, about 2 tenths. Yeah, I definitely feel like we could go a bit faster in the race, but let's see how we get on.
First in class.
Overall,
5th.
too bad.
No, not bad at all. Held on to 2nd for a while at the start, but then the Roadsters just went past you.
The tyres, Ben.
Tyres are looking good. They're all running about 29.5 psi, so very, very close to what they want to be.
I reckon we'll drop them a little bit for the race. We'll see what they come down to when they're cold. Because it started to get real hot out there.
Yeah, the track's going to be really hot.
Yeah, it is. Water. Thank you, mate.
Service, nice.
Right, sorry I've not spoken to you yet today. It's been a bit of a manic morning. Lots of rushing about as we expected. So the car passed scrutiny and okay. And yeah, absolutely, it's such a different car to drive. I'm really glad I put the softer rear springs in, because I think if I didn't do that, then it would have been a lot spicier, but super spicy. Even on the exit, you're doing about 100 mile an hour on the exit of the first corner, and even then the back end's, you know, it's talking to me. It's fully talking to me now. And the boys are just addressing a common problem that we found with. Have you covered it already? Yeah. So, John, how do they contact you if they want a bracket?
Dan Dickinson.
Anyway, first in class, pole position, first on the road, so really happy with that. And MR2s were also first in class. Yeah, anyway, looking forward to it. The other EG that you saw getting a head gasket done at Brands Hatch, she's alongside us on the roads in Hot Hatch, first and second EGs. And then we've got Polly behind us in 3rd, so I imagine Polly's going to get the best launch he can and just chuck into my bumper, and then he'll get into 2nd place. I'd probably prefer to start in 3rd place than 2nd place, and I bet he's thinking exactly the same. But yeah, that's all.
These moments would normally be reserved for a Max behind the scenes video, but they're going to be in the feature film today. The car is already at assembly. Dan is currently retrieving helmet
I was in the MR2 briefing.
and getting dressed. His excuse is he was in the MR2 briefing.
There we go.
Right, it's time for the first Civic race. race was pretty steady, really. I mean, I was started on pole position and led the race. I've never done that before, so you know, I was looking in my mirrors quite a lot, but just trying to drive fast. Of course, when we got up to some of the back markers, that's when it started getting a little bit hairy, especially this little bunch here. I wasn't sure how best to get through them, but managed to find a path, luckily. Can't tell from the sunshine, it was a super hot day at Mallory, and I was for some reason thinking I could run my cameras at 4K 60. That didn't last. The camera died in both races for MR2 and Civic, but luckily the Garmin can step up to fill the void. The camera quality is not quite as good, but luckily it was still working because there was quite another moment coming up with the back markers. I caught up to the Class C lead battle, so I gave them over half a lap of room, hoping that, you know, I could just sneak by. I didn't want to let the EG catch up so quickly, because these Class C cars are lapping about 5 seconds slower per lap. So, you know, the more room, the more time I spend going at their pace, the more that the second place car is going to catch me up. So I had to go for a gap here. I didn't really notice that the track actually gets narrower, and yeah, once again we're on the grass. And that rounds off my first ever race win in Hot Hatch. First ever race win in any kind of sprint racing. So yeah, we started on pole. We might have lost the lead briefly into turn 1, but other than that, led all the way through the race and yeah, won. So we finally did it. We finally won a race. So it took us 3 rounds. We were on the podium at every event so far, but to actually win a race, yeah, felt pretty good. There wasn't much time for celebrating though, because you know, MR2 race 1 is coming right up.
Well, that was a good result in Hot Hatch, which you will have seen on screen by now. Dan's in deep conversation with the scrutineer crew. Looks like they're marking up his engine for future inspection. Just like before, the MR2s are now being called, so we're going to be in another bit of a rush to get to the assembly area in time. Hopefully not the same assembly area situation as they had with Hot Hatch, because that was a bit chaotic.
So sweaty.
You look a bit hot.
All good on EG, I presume?
Josh is waiting up there a bit at the minute.
We're once again cutting it fine to the assembly area. Dan's managed to lose one of his gloves, so luckily he's got a spare. So he's in his spare red gloves, actually don't put that in, and then anyone who's eagle-eyed can say, why did you change your gloves after that race? But one of the green ones has disappeared. So we're on the way to assembly now. I think we're there in good time, we'll be alright, everyone's just chilling, no one's in the cars. So we'll get a little debrief on Hot Hatch whilst we're there, shall we? How was Hot Hatch?
Wild.
Yeah?
On the back markers again.
Yeah.
Grass overtake again.
Oh dear.
Into the head.
Oh, you were comfortably dominant, which is good. Do you need anything, or are you sorted?
I'm good.
Nice.
So this is MR2 race 1. We're starting in P6. Obviously we want to try and get the best launch we can, see where we can end up, but ultimately we don't want to lose out to the Mark II of Boggis behind us, the guy who clapped us at Brands Hatch. Driving wise with the MR2, we need to rag it more. That's what we've discovered. We need to rag the arse off of it. Despite having a 2-litre engine compared to the Mark III's 1.8, it doesn't seem to have any straight line advantage, so we just need to keep it singing, do all we can, and yeah, try and keep that Mark II behind us. Now we were waiting for a very long time before going out, and yeah, it was roasting in the car, especially after just doing the Hot Hatch race in the Civic. Jumping into this car, I was very, very hot. Now this Mark II's got a paddle clutch, I think it's a 4-paddle clutch, and I've never been that good at launching it. I tried to give it some more revs this time, but didn't quite have the desired effect. It's a super hard clutch to try and slip. But yeah, in race 2 I give it a bit more revs and it goes really well, but just listen to it bog down here. Have time to set up a rear view camera or a pedal cam in the Mark II. There's not a lot of action going on behind me. There was someone going off track on turn 1, and yeah, the race so far has been pretty steady. We've climbed 2 places. We've managed to get past 2 of the Mark III's. We saw one of them pretty spicy just there into turn 1, but yeah, that's us for now, and the race is as it looks now. I'm just going to sit in 4th position, trying to do all I can to keep up with these Mark III's, but I just don't seem to have the straight line pace to get there. I can start to snug up on them into turn 1. I mean, they're battling, so maybe that's giving me the advantage, but yeah, in the corners I feel like I'm doing pretty good, but I just can't match them on the way out of corners, so yeah, this is where we sit for the end of the race.
Stratton, Lockwood, Dan.
Right, just reflecting on the first 2 races then. Don't worry about me, boys, I'm just talking to the camera. Wow, yeah, I'm really hot, high risk of heat exhaustion today for sure. When we were waiting to go out in the MR2, fucking hell, I could feel my heart racing. I was getting real hot and all. Obviously when the race started, that all went out the window, but just that bit stationary, lined it up for the grid. Oof. So I didn't get such a good start anyway. I tried to slip the clutch a little bit on the MR2, but it's a paddle clutch, it's not the easiest thing to do. Maybe more revs, more slips. You been for a swim?
Huh?
You been for a swim?
Yeah, man.
MR2, the lads say we found some issues. I didn't video it, but we found the butterfly flapping, the throttle body was loose, and there's like, I took a picture of it actually, it's pretty cool in the inlet manifold. It's got like almost throttle bodies, it just adjusts the length of the intake runner, I guess, or something like that. Does some fancy stuff in the throttle body, and yeah, we checked all that out, and that seems fine, but I've still got that flat spot. Towards the end of the race, started getting a bit hot around turn 1, but yeah, both GoPros in both cars as well died, so we might have some Garmin footage. Very high risk of the exhaustions. If you can see how sweaty I am, a bit red faced and that. I'm very hot. I'm very hot. So I'm piling in the water anyway. I must have drunk, I don't know, litres and litres. People keep handing me bottles of water, which is nice. So thanks to everyone for helping me out, especially Rogue and the pit crew. We've got a slightly extended pit crew as well today with Kevin joining the ranks. Yeah. So yeah, we've just had the wheels balanced anyway. Polysport, thank you very much. And yeah, in that race in the Civic, I had a real bad wobble, vibration at the back. So obviously just tried to ignore it, but the wheels did require a couple of weights. So yeah, hopefully that'll be all right. Other than that, real happy with the car. It's driving really good on the nose, just as I wanted it, just as I was hoping it would do from the start. But we got there in the end, and it hasn't cost us that much to say. We're going into the 3rd round. Pole position and a race win, my first race win. So yeah, buzzing.
The chosen one.
That's my no, Toyo liked it apparently, but Toyo tries.
Third overall, third in class.
I bet it's
4th overall.
Still zooming out. First place in class, 4th overall.
Now it's time for the second hot hatch race. So hopefully get a bit of a better launch this time. I had a bit too much wheel spin into race 1 and lost out because of it. I'll just try and be a bit easier on the throttle, just trying to slip it a little bit and obviously try and get traction over wheel spin. But let's see how it goes. Starting on pole again, what can we do?
Sylvester is also here in MR2 this weekend today, and Ryan Holly wafts down the outside. Is he going to be able to get round Brown? I think he can, but he wanted to back off at that point. There's
So this race was a lot cleaner than before. We've not had too much hassle overtaking people, and we've got a decent enough gap on second place. The only battle that I really came up on was this Class B battle with the two Clios and the Corrado. So into turn one here, it did get a little bit close, but we're all good. So that was the race complete, and my fastest lap in the race was another 10th faster than race 1, so that's another new lap record. We started on pole, we won the race, and another new lap record. It can't go much better than that, especially with a brand new setup, brand new, like I say. The splitter definitely felt great. I couldn't say for sure what was having the most effect, because obviously I changed a lot of things with the splitter, with the spring rates, with the roll bar. Personally, I think it was the roll bar that made the biggest difference, and I think the splitter just probably complemented that round turn 1. But yeah, the car now felt alive. It felt obviously dominant, but it was really starting to dance around, and it finally felt like it was on the nose. So although I was a bit worried about not having a chance to test it, I'm glad that, you know, through trial and error or whatever, we finally got there and got this car talking through the steering wheel. It felt really good, and the final result really does reflect that. The car was just feeling mega.
Because you got Ollie by 16 seconds.
You look well, Dan.
You look good.
Race 1 winner, John Sylvester. Car second position.
Where's your time, Mr. Don't worry about
And another Class A overall win for John Sylvester. On to Class B.
Alright, it's time for the final race of the day, which is the second race of MR2s. We're starting in P5. Let's see what we can do. We've got a little bit of breathing room between ourselves and Boggis this time. He's starting in 8th, so a couple of positions between us. I've also managed to get a rear view cam in for this one. But let's go to the race start anyway, so remember I'm going to give it some more revs this time. And it does work pretty good. I get a really good launch for the first time. I could probably go even higher with the revs, I think, and maybe go a bit more slippy on the clutch. But yeah, this was the first time all year where I've been really happy with my launch in this car. Us up to 4th position into turn 1, managed to get in front of Neil. Mallory is a super hard track to overtake at. You have to take any opportunity that you get, and Just up the road now we get a little bit, a hint, a smidge of an opportunity to get in front of Graham, who's a red Mark III in front of us. I'm not going to have the straight line speed out of this corner, and you'll see Graham does get ahead, but the car does start to pick up again when it gets higher in the revs in 4th gear. You see Graham's a full car length in front of me, but once I get into 4th gear and once it starts waking up a bit the engine, we're pretty much level into turn 1. And I've got the inside line, so that's 3rd position. Something that we've not seen for a little while in MR2s, and that's a safety car. So there's a car stopped on track. So we're currently sat on the podium in 3rd place. We're first in class by a good couple of places. But what can we do on the safety car restart? I've traditionally not been very good at safety car restarts in the MR2s, but let's see what we can do. Here we go then, safety car lights are off. Safety car is in this lap. We need to get as close as what we can to Adam in front of us and just try and stick with the leader. Absolutely on the limit here, on the limit of myself and the car, I think. Through turn 1, there's oversteer, understeer, and even a 4-wheel slide about halfway through. was the end of the last race, so we finished in P3. That's my highest finish yet in the Mark II. So I was really happy with that. I was a little bit upset with second gear, obviously, on the last corner, but if I'd have exited that corner in second gear, I lost so much time when I tested that on the test day. It was always going to be a gamble going into first. No car really likes being shoved first to second fast, do they? So yeah, it was going down the cogs just fine. You can hear me heel and toeing down, you know, third, second into first gear, but that first to second change, it was very hit and miss whether it'd go in, and it just so happens that on the last lap when I was closest to second place, it didn't want to go in. But hey, it is what it is. Still very happy with the finish. We got the fastest lap for our class in both races, and that's the day of racing just about done. Obviously we've got some waffle to go on, some trophies to collect, and yeah, I'll see you in the pits.
Right, today has been a lot more hectic than what I imagined it would be. I mean, it was always going to be hectic racing both cars, but it wasn't any less hectic than Donington, even though the races were split up. Thanks to 750 for splitting the races up for me, but pole position and 2 outright victories. First time I've won a sprint race, and we did it twice. So yeah, absolutely buzzing. We've even got a reef on the car, never had one of them before. That MR2 race at the end, wow. Yes man, that poor second gear synchro. What can I do? I had to go in first, there was no way. I wouldn't have had the pace in second, no chance. But yeah, we've got one more trophy ceremony to go in the MR2s, but what we'll do is we'll get the EG packed away, get me out my suit. I'm sweating, proper hot, I'm rate hot. Yeah, so I'm gonna get everything packed away, get our MR2 trophy, and then get up the road.
7th overall, 3rd in Class B, Billy Boggett. 3rd overall, 3rd in Class B, Dan Sylvester.
Where's your correct attire?
I know.
You're not on brand, are you?
Not on brand. This one's got minimal sweat on it though. Whose chair's it? First place. First place. First place. First place. Yeah, it was a good day.
Not a bad day, is it?
Good day. Yeah. Right, I'm going to pack up because it's going to chuck it down. But yeah, I'll give you an outro in a minute. But basically, good day. Spectrum.
Good day for the Spectrum.
Good day, Kevin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Good rehab.
Right, that does actually bring us to the end. So, it's been Civic, very good. Merd, very good. Well, it's not fair to call this one a Merd, is it? No, we're having some good times in the Mark II. So, 2 Class B victories. And obviously we got the victory in Civic. Overall victory, never done that before. So yeah, buzzing with that. All the late nights, all the hard work. Yeah, it feels good. And the car did really feel, felt really nice out there today. And yeah, Mallory, I like the circuit. Yeah, definitely. How can I not? We had a good day here on Friday, and today's been better. The track's mega. Yeah, for just a short lap, it's got quite a lot of spice, yeah, which is nice. And the Civic felt great. You saw the steering wheel, I'm sure. It wasn't just a turn and wait, you know, it was a feather it through, which is, you know, molto bene. What does Homer say?
Molto bene.
Yeah, it says it's very nice. So, thank the Patreons, everyone that supports me on this journey. Yeah, we've finally won a race outright, sprint race, mega. See you in the next one. We'll probably, we've got 3-4 weeks I think until the next hot hatch race, so I don't know what we'll be doing next in the cars, but I am looking forward to a little bit of a break anyway. It's been pretty mad recently, so whatever I do, I'll see you there.